The popcorn you are eating has been pissed in. Film at 11. Oh, wait a minute. It is 11. All right. Welcome to Stupid O'Clock. With me tonight, we have Chris, we have John, we have Dawn, we have special guest Danielle and Megan, and we are without Joe Dog tonight because he had a very long and exhausting day being Joe Dog. So
poor baby.
he's not gonna he's not gonna be here with us tonight, except that he probably will clock in and see whether or not I nod off before the show's end, which is typical of our favorite Joe Dog, as if we had any other kind. But how's everybody been? What have you been up to? And does your back hurt as much as mine? Oh.
I went grocery shopping this morning and I bought a 10-pound bag of fryer pieces, which is like, leg, thigh, breast, but damn near half a chicken.
Okay.
And there's about 9 of them in the bag. Plus, and strangely enough, because it has to be a 10-pound bag, 1 extra drumstick. You got all those big fryer pieces and 1 extra drumstick.
Hey, one for the dog.
Apparently. So I broke that up into Ziploc bags and froze 3 of them. Or not, froze 2 bags of 3. Got the other 3 in the fridge. And then came up here to sit down for a second. I was going to look up a recipe. Got so tired, I went to sleep. Slept all afternoon. So.
Well, after
I was up all night. I just did not sleep at all last night. So
after last night's green room, I kind of slept until almost 1 o'clock this afternoon.
I went to bed. Strangely enough, that's when I went to sleep. Was about 1 o'clock. So I got a bunch of chicken down there. No idea. I'll probably wind up frying it or baking it. Barbecue chicken does.
Well, after trying in vain to get on for over an hour and a half last night, I fell asleep sometime.
Trying to get into the green room?
Yeah, and I fell asleep.
I tried to get in the green room, but it was full.
That's what you get for using what's his name's internet. I mean, seriously, you got to quit borrowing shit from the neighbors.
Apparently, it has a 10-person maximum. I'm not certain. But
I think we've had many more in there than that.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder, John, if you had issues too, because I had a heck of a time trying to get in too. It took me over an hour to finally get in.
It kept saying tap to reconnect, and
I think it was Tennessee weather that kept y'all out.
Okay.
and even it drifted far enough north to affect Dawn. I mean, Tennessee goes a long ways
Mm,
in small doses, usually in shot
I,
glasses, but in
I
small
blame
doses.
it on the Canadian wildfires.
but anyway,
Blame Canada. Blame Canada. Where's Zach when we need him? Jeez.
I
I don't
fell
know.
asleep about 1. Of course, I would wake up periodically and check, and I finally woke up sometime 4:30ish, 5 in the morning, and I couldn't go back to sleep. And I ventured my way up to Camp Jordan to help Joe Jog promote HallowCon there.
Yay,
And I
HallowCon.
haven't been to bed since.
You're going to fall out sometime in the predictable future, but I'm not going to predict a number because I will be wrong.
I was wondering why you look like an angry possum at the moment, Chris.
Well, you know what? Considering how long I've been up, I think I'm doing pretty darn good.
Yeah, I mean the house isn't on fire, so points for that.
Ah,
Oh, don't even think horrible thoughts like that.
Although that would be one hell of a background.
You act like I have any thoughts in my head. You're funny.
No, I'm not. I like women too much.
What?
That was amazing. I love
I'm
it.
confused. I need an adult.
you're not going to find one in this room, honey.
Mom, I'm scared. Come pick me
Oh,
up from school.
Okay, let me break it down for you. You said I'm funny. I said, no, I'm not. I like women too much.
Well, they are the only works of art.
Very true.
According to somebody in the Eagles, I can't remember his name. Probably Don Henley. He's the one that's good with words.
Him and Glenn Fry both were kind of known for that.
We all know what Joe Walsh liked.
Yep.
Yep. Him and Ozzy are right in there in the same crowd. So
Yeah. Rodney Carrington, too.
okay, who's Madness Comic Network?
Is that Nita or Helen?
I haven't
Heather
the faintest
Helen.
idea.
No, that's
It-
Pop.
Oh, that's Pop. Okay.
Okay.
Hiya.
Okay.
Hiya. And
Hello, Rob.
we got Rob Brown in here too. Lord, there's more people
Ours-
in the audience than there is
Yeah.
on camera right now.
You know,
That's
we need to
unusual.
kick Joe Dog out more often.
The more people show up to watch the show. We're going
Chris,
to
you have
keep
to
track
hear
of that
about
one.
Joe picked a heck of a night to be out.
Well, you know,
Heck, I didn't even
medical
shave my leg.
excuses are allowed. I mean, seriously,
Yeah, well.
these things.
The only reason why I'm cutting him any slack is he got there before I did, but, I had further to drive.
I was in the middle of talking to Megan. He pops up and goes, "Hey, can you join the chat room?" And I'm going, "I don't have a shirt on." He goes, "I don't care." Thankfully, the camera only showed me from the shoulders up. But
Donna is sad.
Donna is, yes, Will. Um,
Yeah, Carl, it definitely does.
John, you're going to have to put that one up if you want that one up. I'm not clicking there. And there were no pickled eggs involved.
There will be.
was less,
Guess
there
what?
was
Guess
no
what I bought
method.
this morning at the store?
John,
I'll notify the CDC.
do not give that man anything similar or like that.
Too late. No, that's
I'm talking
I have not
about
taken
at HallowCon. You can do it beforehand all you want to. Just don't do
you
it
can
there.
buy bags of
I don't
already boiled, peeled eggs, and I bought a bag of those today, so I'm gonna pickle them.
I don't care. I don't want them there.
How
They're
does
in the-
how does he do with pickled eggs?
That's what
How do
we're
you
worried
think?
about.
So we got pickled eggs. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, John, since you got the pickled eggs, you remember those sausages that they used to sell at gas stations? They used to
Yeah, the
keep a big
pickle
jar.
sausages. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it had red hot, some kind of red
Oh
hot
yes,
sauce in
red
it.
hot
usually-
sauce. Yes.
Yeah, they usually put. I think Frank's actually had a brand, the
Ex-
Frank's Red Hot
Yeah,
sauce.
So you know what? See, I have a recipe for that, and
I
I
do too.
really
Strangely
love
enough,
it.
I just haven't done it yet because I haven't found any sausages. That I
If
want.
y'all give him that, y'all better shove a bottle of Beano or Gas X down his gullet before you hand it to him.
All right,
Um,
so I'm not going to HallowCon just as a plague
Wait a
doctor
minute.
anymore. I'll be cosplaying a Russian soldier from World War
With a
II
gas mask.
for
Yes.
no particular reason, probably
a-
including a gas mask and extra filters. We're not going to talk about it.
A working gas mask. That's what
Yes.
you're going to need.
Oh, just so you know, Mill and Mine actually sells like real OSHA, gas mask, filter mask. So,
I was just going to go down to the Brainerd Army Navy store and say,
you
give
don't
me
know
some
how
of
old the
that.
filters are. That's the problem.
I can order new ones.
True, but guess where they'll probably come from?
China.
Mill and Mine. Yeah, it's Mill and Mine is out in Red Bank. So
Okay.
Hello,
cool.
Josh.
Hello,
So-
Josh. Nice to see you again. Oh,
they moved it. It used to be right next to where the Ace Hardware and Godfather's Pizza was. In a big building.
wow! Y'all had a Godfather's Pizza way up there.
Yeah, several. I used to work at one.
Oh wow, we had
Dan?
one. We
Around
had one.
here in
We had
Minnesota.
one in Athens. We thought it was the only one in existence.
Oh no,
Dan.
well, it might be now. No, it's strange. It's kind of funny. I used to work at Godfather's. We used to have.
Well, this
4
was the
Godfathers.
'70s.
We used to have 4 Godfather's pizzas here in Chattanooga
We had one in Dalton.
and one in Dalton, and
We have
they just
one.
slowly closed down in the Chattanooga area. There isn't
We had
one
one when I moved here. There was one a quarter of a mile from me. They closed.
But here's
used
what's
to have
funny.
a stakeout,
We
too.
went on vacation up near Nashville.
That's
about halfway
understandable,
point.
Josh.
We were staying at a what is it? One of the Winfield resorts or something like that. And it was kind of like a golf resort. We were staying out in the woods, real nice. We were driving up there. There was a gas station on the side of the road. And you know how some of the gas stations will have like a Subway or something like that in the gas station. This one had a Godfather's Pizza.
Josh, in answer to your question, there were some pretty stout lightning storms, thunderstorms around
I slept through it.
4 p.m. today.
Yeah, we got some rain. Not a lot. I mean, it was decent, but not.
We had some during the night, but not during the day. But the
Maybe
clouds
maybe
looked like
quarter inch, a third of an inch, something like that.
the clouds looked like it was going to pour at any moment, but it wasn't green outside, so I knew there wasn't a tornado on the way.
It got so bad at Camp Jordan Arena, somebody opened the door and it blew the sign they had taped all over it to the concession stand, which was about 20, 30 feet away.
Josh, we have not had a day without rain in about 3 weeks now. And I don't mean a gentle, soothing drizzle. I mean, oh my God, Thor's pissed at somebody kind of rain.
We had a couple of days of it because I'm just a little north of Dan, but there weren't many.
It's been just raining sideways for a week here up in Ottawa.
And the humidity has been miserable.
That's outside temperatures 80 degrees, 75% humidity, inside temperature 86. That explains why I'm not freezing to death. And the humidity is 51%. Thank you, air conditioner. You have my thanks. You have my
Oh,
praise.
it's wonderful.
I may turn the air conditioning up a little bit or down to a slightly lower temperature, but good
Mr. Carrier
Lord,
is one of my heroes.
if it ever gets below 70, my teeth are chattering. So, um, and folks wonder why I moved to Georgia because Detroit was cold.
But you were like that big.
Well, I was 3.
Okay, so you're a little bit bigger.
Well,
Mhm.
not the green room, not the green room, not the green room.
Few things are.
Go there,
Uh,
Dan. I was perfectly innocent that time.
Oh, the day
You know,
when you are perfectly innocent. Oh,
I gave y'all some bad advice. They have moved. I was trying to find the mill and mine over there on Signal Mountain Road. They have moved it. It's where the Walmart is now, or was where the Walmart is now. So they tore it down and put something else.
There was your green room for you.
But it
it's more,
apparently it
more like a red flag.
Yeah, they moved it up off of 127.
Mm. Well, unless they've changed their website, I'm still not going to be able to shop there, whatever location they have. Um, I have 30-year-old bookmarks in my computer, um, some of which are no longer operative, but some of them are.
They're way up. They're way up by darn near Tracy. No, they're not that far, but it's way out
Hey.
there. Let's put it this way: Scope's Monkey Trial.
Oh, okay, I know where that was. Not that I've ever been there, and the little blue police box was never involved. I'll tell you that right now.
Where'd everybody go?
Just you me, John.
We're
Tell
running
me
from
about
the pickled
Yeah.
eggs.
It's
I
the
got
Don
up
and John show. Hey, that sounds pretty damn good.
I just got up and turned the air conditioner up a little bit. I mean, seriously, if
Oh
I
my
was
God.
gonna go, if I
People
was gonna go down the hall, I would have turned the camera off.
You know, strangely enough, I have made Joe pickled eggs for 2 years in a row and given it to him as a gift at HallowCon. I have never eaten one of my own pickled eggs.
This is called longevity.
Well, the thing is, you put a dozen eggs will fit in a quart jar. Okay, so I put the whole thing, pickle them, and if I'm going to give it as a gift, I don't want to give him 11 eggs. You know, it's, it's missing one. Um,
Got a thing for even numbers, huh, John?
hey,
I'll remember
Well,
that in my next lottery ticket.
well, you
Uh,
know, a good chef, a good chef has to taste everything before it goes out.
well, I do taste the pickling mixture that I put in because there's things you add to it, oregano and
Oh yeah,
peppercorns
yeah.
and things like that.
Just make 13.
Bay leaves. A little. I usually put some oregano flowers in it and peppercorns.
Cool.
Pretty good, actually.
so
Then
they're
you
not
should just
only
make
pickled, they
13.
are hot.
Well, they're flavorful. Not there. There's not enough. There's too much. There's too much vinegar in there for it to be hot. So
Yeah, the vinegar is kind of tangy. Because based on what you're saying, I think I have a similar recipe for pickled eggs.
Yeah.
But I kind of go off the beaten path because I'm the only one in the house that eats pickled eggs. So when I make them for me.
I made pickled
And-
okra. I made pickled okra this year.
And you're the only person on earth that will eat that.
What? Pickled okra?
Pickled okra. It's slimy.
No, it isn't. Because
And
I'm
unless,
not the only one that thinks that okra
and-
is slimy, no matter how I've ever had it.
unless okra is in gumbo, I will not eat it. And my mom used to cook it,
What-
and I'm going,
what about
this
fried okra?
is charcoal briquettes.
I started to
Um,
say the only way to eat okra really and truly is to put cornmeal in it and fry it some gun in the
I've been
skillet.
chopping it up, to basically to make fried okra, and then put it in a
Yep.
Ziploc bag, throw it in the deep freezer. So I've got bags and bags and bags of chopped okra.
That
And
violates
2 jars of
several
pickled okra.
strategic arms limitations treaties, but so does my yard full of kudzu. So
I got some family in
Pickled
South
kudzu, I haven't
Georgia
tried that
that
yet.
likes boiled okra, but that's crime against humanity unless it's in gumbo.
Yes, you can eat kudzu.
there are some things even a writer will not imagine, and
Pickled kudzu
pickled
is
kudzu is one of them. I mean, that's like pickled Cthulhu. You're not going to get away with it. It's going to have its own revenge.
Wait a minute. How many jars of kudzu did you pickle? 2? Why do we have 10?
It
She
grows.
didn't burn the root.
Hey, I figured it out. Dollar General store is made of kudzu.
Don't say that. They'll
wouldn't-
get worse.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. There are 5 of them on Mars right now,
Did you see the?
and
It's
they're
a
waiting on
Southern
golden
Thanksgiving.
pantries to show up.
Did you see it's the Southern thing skit?
Yes.
At Dollar General's.
Okay, there's my theory. Dollar General store is genetically altered kudzu. Okay, yes.
I don't know. I
It
mean,
has some merit.
I don't know. I think recently, I think Dollar General stores might be a little bit more than a plant. And here's why I say that. I saw a lot of Dollar General stores pop up around other stores, like, well, mainly gas stations. So you have MAPCO, and across the street you have Dollar General. Or you have a KFC or other fast food place, and across the street you have a Dollar General, etc., etc. Occasionally you will have a grocery store and then have a Dollar General right up the street. I think they're mating with the native stores already somehow.
Or
If I ever get it on camera, I will bring it here, and you probably won't have a show anymore, but I think it'll be worth it.
It's a parasite store.
Can I get
Our-
genetics to infect my bank account?
our local Dollar General has just become a Dollar General with
Market.
vegetables and stuff, and I'm going,
Marketplace.
oh my goodness, they actually have the raw guacamole in the thing, whatever I can't remember the name of that
Talking about
enormous green
avocados.
thing. Avocados. Yes, thank you. I think in the
Raw
60s.
avocado, raw guacamole. I like that.
Hey,
And
I
instead,
was alive in the 60s. Avocado is one of those colors that was wiped from my mind by the CIA.
That was a refrigerator.
It was everything.
yep. Tupperware.
You have never known terror until you have to go to a bathroom that is avocado green.
I believe it.
Avocado shag carpet.
We
And-
had bathtub and sink growing up.
As Nick said, are you eating it or is it eating you? But he was talking about kudzu.
Kudzu.
But avocado, I think it was eating civilization.
Okay. What were the four colors, Dan?
A
Harvest
very
Gold.
harvest gold, avocado green, a very weird color of white, and some kind of blue that nothing in nature would dare touch.
No. The four colors was avocado green, harvest gold, a burnt orange, and a brown, a very dark brown.
Yeah. Deep brown.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. It's got a name. I can't remember what it was.
Hey, my bedroom was paneled. I know no other colors than
Yep.
softwood paneling. Dollar General Market. Yep. There's something wrong with that picture. The parking lot is not full. That's not real.
Wait a minute. Hang on a second.
Burnt sienna.
The parking lot has plenty of cars. There you go.
Oh, okay. It's just the
Is that off the battlefield?
Yep.
it's the heliport is empty. I'm not used to that. The rich people with their own helicopters are not at the
That used to be
Dollar
a
General.
Kmart.
That
Right
used to be
there.
a
Yeah, there's
Kmart.
a Kmart and an Albertsons and some other thing.
That used to be a Kroger. If I remember.
Well, good use
Red
of
Food, maybe.
reclaimed property. Um,
Did Red Food buy out Pruitt's?
Not that I know of.
what you searching for now, John?
Oh, this is Fort Oglethorpe. This is the actual Army fort that got sold off to the civilians.
Oh, okay.
And this was parade ground, or they called it the polo field. And this was all the officers' housing around the quad.
Looks like they're set up for a lot of softball right now.
Well, they turned part of it into the school. And there's CH. This used to be the old Army hospital here, and then CHI Memorial bought it, Memorial bought it, and then added all this other stuff. But it's kind of funny. This was the original, like 1930s Army hospital way up here,
Uh-huh.
and then they added like the VA type hospital here to that one. And then they added another hospital later, and then they added another section here later on. That's
Those dang pesky civilians.
well,
It's huge.
and you can see it's kind of funny. You can see all the military architecture. These were all warehouses and such for the military, and this was funny. This was the commissary / PX, and you can see the military style. And oh wait, I'm sorry, wrong building. This was the PX and commissary. And what's interesting about it is, because it was a cavalry post, all the soldiers wearing boots were stepping in horse droppings, right, and getting mud all over the boots. They have U.S. Army issue cavalry boot scrapers at the bottom of the stairs over here.
Still.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 6th Cavalry Museum was back over. Yeah, there it is. That's where they put the 6th Cavalry Museum. They got rid of a lot of the stuff that was there. The helicopter's gone, tanks gone, stuff like that. Now, here's what's interesting about it. Their maneuver area is now the Chickamauga Battlefield National Park. So this all used to be. This was Chickamauga Battlefield. This was where the cavalry used to maneuver. And one of the interesting things, they tested early military vehicles out here. The Harley-Davidson motorcycles, the Jeeps, and one of the light tanks that actually failed testing was tested out here. And
so
there's
sorry.
the Big Rook.
Mm-hmm.
If there's not an ICBM under that thing, I'll be very disappointed.
It's a Rook. We take our chess very seriously here in Georgia. You got to see the Knights. Jeez.
No, the ICBMs are up under the reservoir.
I've seen the big chicken. I don't want to see the Knights.
They're hidden in the.
They're up at Raccoon Mountain. They hide them in the big bathtub.
They're slowly working them into Chickamauga Dam renovation.
Strangely enough, TVA used to be hooked up, and I can't remember what it's called. There was this series of microwave relay stations that the government used to use before the internet came on, and that was how they kept all the missiles online. And as you're driving across Chickamauga Dam, you know, on the south side of Chickamauga Dam, there's that TVA complex. Everyone knows it's a bunker underground. That had the big microwave tower on top of it. And then it had that chimney looking thing next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the chimney looking thing was?
Cooling tower?
No. It was an exact replica of the other microwave tower, but it was hidden inside that concrete chimney. So if a nuclear blast came in and that other microwave tower got knocked over, they'd extend another one up,
Oh,
like a periscope on a submarine, and then
okay.
and then keep launching missiles. Yes.
Plan B works again.
Oh man,
Chattanooga was actually a primary target for a nuclear strike. Just so y'all know.
Yeah,
All
where
y'all that-
isn't?
Well, any major city was at the time because they had so many missiles they couldn't put them all in one city.
Well, Chattanooga, the reason it was a major target was the TNT plant.
Yeah.
So it's-
Plus, it was a large transportation center, and it was
Large
also a
transportation center.
crossroads with interstates.
They also had it targeted for, they were going to hit it with neutron weapons, kill everybody with radiation, and then come in and take over and use it as a base because of exactly it was a transportation hub. Had a major airport, had a major roads, nuclear power.
Probably what was planned for Atlanta back in the day, too.
Yep.
No, the Russians wouldn't invade Atlanta. It'd take them 2 days to drive around 285 to get to the other side.
Plus, there'd be a gun behind every blade of grass.
All they would do would be to take over the CDC anyway.
The Russian army has been stopped in Atlanta. They didn't do anything to stop them. They just got caught in traffic.
Really?
They got stuck on the death loop. Atlanta's moat.
They were on 285 and forgot how to find an exit. Spiraling to death.
Either that or they found a Georgia State patrolman that was feeling particularly frisky that day.
Oh, God. The entire Russian army was stopped by a cop with a heart on.
If you overlay the map of 285 over the state of Maine, the shape is almost exactly the same.
One big target. Yes.
I thought it was a toilet bowl reference.
Exactly.
No. If you overlaid it over Washington, D.C., it would be one big toilet, not one big target. Did I say that out loud? Oh, there went my tax bracket. There went my tax bracket again.
Well, in ancient times, Hercules would have to divert a river to clean the stables out.
Seems like I remember that story.
Yep.
Yeah. 7 labors, the Augean stables, if I pronounce that correctly. My Greek is a bit rusty at this age.
Yep.
I didn't have to use it since college. And believe me, my French is even worse. So
yes, there's a little bit of learning for you.
Don't ask me to parlez-vous any Francais, okay?
The brown color was Swiss chocolate. Avocado, harvest gold, burnt orange, Swiss chocolate. And then they had some other colors, cerulean blue, parchment.
I told you there was an unreal blue in there.
Mexican sand, antique red, and sunflower. I do not remember most. Antique red.
Those are like colors of lipstick. It's the different names for the same damn color.
Yeah, well, everybody had to do it so they didn't have to pay copyright or trademark.
Not only lipstick, but fingernail polish. There's 40 billion names for red.
There is
for both items.
There is a company that makes pens for artists for coloring, and I can't remember.
Prismacolor?
Huh?
Prismacolor?
That I can't remember exactly, but they have copyrighted certain colors, and no one else can. And they have an active legal staff looking for people using their colors without this purchase contract or something like that. You can
wait till they run into the Crayola lawyers.
Most of the Crayola lawyers are former Marines.
I can't
Exactly.
imagine
You don't
why.
want to mess with Crayola. You don't want to mess with Crayola. They will eat you alive, and not in
You're
one of the
cutting
fun
into
ways.
marine
Okay.
food.
Yeah, but the problem is the joke was about them eating the Crayolas.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
Dan. I think I was innocent again.
that's why you don't mess with the Crayolas, because you pissing Marines off. That's their meals, damn it.
That's the MREs. It's 64, a box of 64 lasts them a good 3 days.
What
And
did they do with the
uh,
sharpener?
I
Right,
will.
John?
Have. I will.
Everybody remembers the classic 64 box of Crayola crayons.
Mm-hmm.
With the sharpener in the side.
Do you remember the 128?
Oh, those
Yep.
were. Oh, if you were a really good child, you got that one.
They had colors in that thing that you could not pronounce. I was 8 years old and could not pronounce half the colors in that damn box.
You had the 8, the 16, the 24, the 48, and the 64. And I don't recall seeing the 128s because
I distinctly, I was about 6 or 8 somewhere, or elementary school time frame, and they had a 128, and it was
You had to have an entire backpack devoted to your crayons only.
and it came with
was they
sharpener.
though, Nick?
So they don't make the 128s anymore. They make the 120.
Do they now?
Yeah, I just googled it.
Oh,
Ooh.
They got them
had
at
to,
Target.
they had to be different. They had to be different from computer memory,
Does it come
didn't
with-
they?
Okay, does it come with Target Red?
No.
Okay, so that no offense, if Target is carrying Crayola crayons, there should be a Target Red crayon. Actually, there should be 2 or 3 of them. Target Red.
Maybe it's a marker color.
Oh, I distinctly remember a Tabasco sauce crayon. That was that same orange red that Tabasco sauce is. About the
Oh,
same
I
color.
bet the Marines love that one.
So the reason they took 8 of them out was because in 1990 they discontinued 8 colors.
Yeah.
Maize, lemon yellow, blue gray, raw umber, green blue, orange red, orange yellow, and violet blue.
Yeah, because I remember they used to have like orange
I
red
miss
and
Violet
then red
Blue.
orange.
They were
almost
slightly
identical.
different.
Color was always
They
the
were
dominant color.
slightly different, but and then
The second color was the dominant color. So if it was orange or red, orange,
yeah, one of the colors was more dominant.
yes, but it
Supposedly.
was the second one.
I think I've been in this discussion earlier today. It wasn't about crayons, though.
No, Kim.
The fact that
Somebody
Dawn
shout me out here. No? Okay.
It might not be any help for you.
Oh, there's never been any help for me. Ah.
No. Of course, now I graduated from crayons, sort of, to watercolor pencils, which was always fun. So that was,
Oh, my mom
two-
could do great paintings with those things. I mean, she'd draw it out with the watercolor pencils and then go over it with a slightly damp
damn
paintbrush and blend everything. She always hated her skill at watercolors, and she was fantastic, and it still is. But she denies that she's any good at it.
I would lay a paper towel on. I'd go over it with the watercolor pencil, lay a paper towel on top of it, and then go over it with the steam iron.
Ooh, that's an idea.
And
Never thought of that.
you got these really cool blended watercolor effects.
Yeah, I bet you would. That sounds fantastic.
And I would take either a candle or a white crayon and draw little lines and stuff in it, and then go over it with the watercolor pencils, and then do that. And the white crayon stuff would bleed out. That was kind of cool. You
I
could
can
make
only
a
imagine. Yeah, you could do
you
some
could make a
fantastic
leaf.
stuff that way.
you could make a leaf look very realistic with a wax candle or a wax crayon, because leaves typically have a waxy look to them. naturally. You go out and look at a plant; it's got kind of a waxy look.
And
Where vegetable oil comes from, people.
You're dabbling in multimedia there. So how very New York school of art that
Avant-garde.
is. Yes, avant-garde. Yes, indeed.
Avant-garde.
What's his name? Would be very proud. The guy with the giant tomato cans as posters.
Warhol.
Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol. Yes, indeed. Thank you.
Which I love the guy that portrayed him in Men in Black 3.
I'm going to have to rewatch that.
Andy Warhol was actually an agent working for him.
I'm not positive, but I think what I shared in the private chat is the company you were talking about that had the colors copyrighted.
Prismacolor. Ooh, that sounds familiar. Yeah.
I have some artist friends who are big fans of that.
And
yeah, I'm trying to remember his name. He's a famous French artist that used to draw for Heavy Metal magazine. He was like one of their staple artists.
Talking about Boris Vallejo?
No, not Boris. He's the one with the super realistic.
He did.
He did Conan covers and things like that. Yeah, and oil paint.
He did. He was
Mobius?
a big. Mobius, I believe, was one of them.
Okay,
that was.
I remember just a very, very few artists from
because he had those.
Heavy Metal,
he had those very unique colors in all of his artwork.
Yes, nobody else could figure out how he's doing it.
Guess how he was doing it. He had the colors copyrighted.
Jean Girard, aka Mobius.
Ah, that's the name I remember. Girard. Okay. I think he was the guy, but I might be wrong.
Okay.
It's either that or the guy that did the Valerian series.
That would be the fellow that did Fifth Element.
No, not Luke Besson. The actual.
Oh, the artist that did
that actually did the Valerian graphic novels. That the movie Valerian and the Planet of a Thousand Suns.
Unfortunately, something seems to be interfering with my camera here. I'm definitely pulling a.
Hey, Dan, you need to stand up straight, look at your camera, and go max headroom.
Exactly. Or I may have to reboot, which will lose me all the records of the previous chats. Hang on.
Should have wrapped it in aluminum foil.
Well, it's not a sweet potato, but I'll try that.
I was thinking of the old rabbit ears.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I've been the rabbit ears occasionally in my lifetime.
Yes, I was a TV remote as a child. Yes. We lost him. I can remember when the RCA came out with the first TV remotes. Do you remember that? It was a little box, had 2 buttons.
The first remote we had 6 buttons. Ours was pink.
The original RCA remote had 2 buttons, one for turning the volume up and one for turning the channels up. You couldn't go backwards.
Yeah.
So if you had we had 5 channels in our area. If you missed the channel you wanted, you had to go back through the other 4 to get to the one you wanted. And you couldn't turn the volume down. You could just keep turning it up until it turned off. It went to mute, and then you start turning it up again.
I remember when my dad bought his first console TV with the remote control. He bought a Curtis Mathis back in the day. They had a lot of keys on that baby.
Then, of
for
course,
back then.
Do you remember the big screen TVs, the projection TVs?
Yes.
That it had the big movie screen, and then it had the 3 projector down the base, and one projected red, one projected green, one projected blue. And that was how you got your picture on the screen.
I remember.
They came out the box version, which everything was in the big cabinet. And then eventually they came out with the nice Panasonics and such with the big 32-inch, 33-inch screens and stuff.
I
No,
remember
his flat
helping
screen.
my buddy move his 65-inch Sony Trinitron. God, that thing was massive and heavy.
Have you ever read Fahrenheit 451?
Yes.
Do you remember
It's
the thing
amazing.
about Guy Montag came home and his wife was complaining that they only had 3 walls in their entertainment room that had TVs on them, and she wanted to get another one for the 4th wall.
But that would break the 4th wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
And apparently they had wall-size flat-screen TVs, and it was just she felt like they were underprivileged because she didn't have that 4th television. He was like,
Oh my god.
But back when that book was written, that was something that people couldn't relate to, and now it
and
kind
now
of
it's
is,
funny.
and it's weird, and I don't like it.
Hi, Heather.
Whom what? We have a Heather?
We have a Heather.
Hey, we need to
In
get
the
her in
chat.
here. I haven't seen her in forever.
Yep.
Oh, is she working, or is she off? Can she
Nah.
get Heather? If you can get in here, honey. We need to talk at you.
Uh-oh.
Dan, what'd you do? Is it a biohazard? Did you get? Did you
It's
catch measles? Or
almost like a glaive, which is missing a wing.
something? Thundercats. Oh, wait,
I know
wrong.
what it is. Chris, I sent you something.
Okay.
Apparently, somebody has a new computer. I need to start building one. This
Yeah,
laptop's-
he saw my old one, and he thought it looked kind of cool, and I was like, I built another one. It looks better.
Yep. Oh, she moved to Florida.
Ooh, Heather moved to Florida? Oh.
Yep.
Working in nursing, trying not to melt down there. It ain't so much the melting, it's the melting and drowning at the same time. You know
Well,
how
I mean,
orange juice is made in Florida? They just put a bucket under the tree and wait for the fucking oranges to melt.
Well, I mean, that's what we call multitasking. Trying not to melt, going to nursing school, and trying not to drown. Yeah, multitasking.
It's kind of fun. They have this. My mom posted this the other day. I might try and find it, put it here on Stupid Clock. But they had this big machine. It went in, and it's in Valencia, Italy. And in Valencia, Italy, they've got the streets are all lined with orange trees. So there's like oranges everywhere. This machine goes up, grabs the orange tree. This big umbrella pops out from the side of the machine, wraps around the base of the tree. And the machine starts shaking the tree, and all these oranges start falling out into this umbrella. And it gathers up all the oranges and sends them off to another truck that's following along behind it, picking up oranges. I thought that was hilarious. Just machine goes up there, grabs the tree. That umbrella comes, look like something out of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And all these oranges just start coming out of the tree. It's like covered in oranges, and then just they downpour. It was hilarious. Yeah, I used to live in Orlando long ago, Heather. And thank God our apartment complex had a pool.
I am not in a talkative mood tonight.
Oh, we might have Dan back.
Has he returned?
Hey,
Well,
TARDIS working.
I
Can you
certainly so. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, you're
Yes.
Max,
For some-
Max,
for-
Max
What's happening here?
For some reason, the camera switched over to the one for OBS and refused to work with the actual camera. So Who knows? If if I start glitching again, I will just have to call a certain computer animated cartoon and go reboot, and that's what worked this time. Um, Glitch, get me a fix on that error code. We're going to have to delete that from the matrix. Okay, nobody got that joke. I'm sorry. I'm old. I remember lots of stuff that y'all think is mythology. Like commercials with doctors smoking. That was real.
Have you had your cigarette today? The billboard.
Yes. Speaking of billboards, I wonder who's popular in music right now. Not going to be anybody I like. Um,
No.
unless Alice Cooper just put out a new album, which he does from time to time.
I'm not sure there's too many musicians left with actual talent that doesn't come out of a computer.
I won't take that as a personal affront because all my music comes out of a computer. But
Oh no, I'm not talking about music like yours. I'm talking about auto tune.
okay, yeah.
Auto tune.
AI is killing artwork right now. It's
Yep.
it's a fun toy, but they're trying to use it to kill artists.
I did send you a link to the extraordinary contraptions. I'm on a blimp, which features creatively used autotune for Steampunk Boba Fett, which is a character in the video, and John Strangeways, who is the actual artist behind the mask.
Ooh,
Uh,
Alice Cooper and Rob Zombie are going to be at the Tampa Fairgrounds Saturday.
Nice.
that would be
There-
one hell of a show.
There's a couple chances I've had to see them both at the same time. Never worked.
You know, it's kind of funny. The only time I've ever actually seen Alice Cooper, he was playing golf.
Yeah, that was when my grandfather.
Never seen him in concert. I've seen him play golf.
Yeah, well, uh,
It was one of those I had to.
Granddaddy always told me, you know, he's not like everybody thinks. He's a nice boy. His daddy was a preacher. He plays these golf tournaments, and everybody acts like he's going to pull a snake out instead of a 5-iron.
But it's kind of funny. I was sitting there watching these golfers and looked over and I said, "That guy looks familiar." and a couple of these little girls that worked at the golf course ran over to, "Can we get your autograph?"
It's a bad time, but also I know it.
Oh no, they were waiting, so it was not a bad time. It was, the group in front of them was older. Let's just put it that way, and deliberately moving across the golf course.
I wondered what happened to Steppenwolf.
I tried to say that nice. I didn't want to say it was a bunch of old farts blocking the fairway.
Huh?
Get off my lawn! This ain't your lawn, Avery. This is the golf course. Wondered who mowed my lawn.
Sure as fuck with me. I can't mow my own yard. It won't stop raining long enough.
Who the hell put this hole in my front yard? This isn't your front yard, Avery. This is the 9th hole. You're at the country club, Avery. Calm down.
Who turned my car into a golf cart?
That ain't a golf cart. That's a go-kart.
Why does my hover round have 4 seats and a golf bag?
Shush, Avery. Just play through.
I always thought Harley Davidson made a big mistake not making golf carts.
What makes you think that
They did.
happened?
I thought they did.
No, they didn't actually make golf carts. They got bought out by AMF, which made golf carts. And strange enough, they made the machines at the bowling alley that drop the pins on the.
Mhm.
And AMF bought out Harley for a while, and then Harley bought themselves out away from AMF because AMF was running underground by doing stupid stuff like not making golf carts. I always thought a Harley Davidson golf cart would be awesome.
Probably would do 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds, but it'd be loud as all get out.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't let you bring it on the golf course because it'd be dripping oil every damn. But
only when it's cold.
Of course,
The golf cart. I mean,
now that Harley Davidson has started making electric motorcycles, maybe they'll listen to my show and start making golf carts.
well, the thing is,
You have to flip the switch for it to make the Harley Davidson sound. Oh, wait,
and there's another switch to make it drip oil all over the living room because that's where you're going to park a Harley Davidson. It's not in the garage. No, you got to bring that in at night.
They made a golf cart in 1963.
Really? And did it say anything about it?
Not mine.
It still does 0 to 60 in 3 seconds.
It was started with a 3-wheeled model.
A 2-wheeled model?
3, she said.
Oh, a 3-wheeled model. Let's say, how do you make a 2-wheeled golf cart?
They
Well,
produced
considering the way people I know drive them, 2 wheels makes sense. That's all they ever use.
They made them for 19 years.
Huh.
Find more.
Yeah.
Cushman. Do you remember all the little Cushman vehicles you used to see all over the place back in the
Oh
day?
yeah. The little the ones that they use for milk carts and
The ice cream.
trash pickups, ice cream trucks. Yeah.
What was the Good Humor? Good Humor was the one that had a bunch of Cushmans. Little 3-wheeled cart come down the street. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, ours played camptown races.
Every kid within 3 blocks went crazy, went and grabbed their mom's purse or their dad's wallet and ran outside waving $100 bills going, I want to push up, Pop.
I kind of
But
like the
first
one.
you had to catch them.
There's this thing on the internet about like the margarita truck. It's like an ice cream truck, but for adults.
I could use one of those at work.
You know, that would actually be cool as hell at a beach. You have a little truck that serves margaritas and drive up and down the beach.
I would hazard to guess that Daytona probably already has them.
I don't know that they actually can sell anything on the beach. I think they have they have certain vendors that get licenses, like the guy that sells the umbrella or the guy that rents the umbrellas or the chairs or whatever like that. But I don't think they can actually sell anything on the beach.
And you are actually presupposing that anybody in Florida pays attention to any law that's ever been passed.
Daytona's horrible. You can't. They catch you spitting on the sand, they'll write you a ticket. That place has changed drastically.
It must have.
Used to be you could drive your cars on the beach.
Back in the 80s and 90s when I was going there with my second wife, there was no rules whatsoever. I mean, there were actual rules, but nobody enforced anything.
They were last time I was there. You get these people, homeless folks, I guess, or I don't know, but they'd hang out and they'd sleep at the beach at night. They'd find them a spot somewhere on the beach. So they'd send these patrols, flashlights and stuff up and down the beach, rousting them out, arresting them, finding them, all sorts of nasty stuff.
Oh man, that would kill a whole lot of romances right there.
Yep, exactly.
Somebody would not get elected again.
Apparently, no, that's how he got elected. It was tough on crime.
Oh,
It was, 'cause
running
they,
homeless people off of the beach. Yes, yes, that's how you get elected. Okay. Mm. Oh,
they had to. It's like the hotel I
I
was in
I am
had a,
reaching to push my non-existent glasses up on my face.
the hotel I was staying at had a service tunnel from the street through the hotel to the back side of the hotel, and it was on the lowest level of the hotel, and it was where they got all their food supplies and stuff like that brought in, laundry service and everything through the service tunnel. And it was quite. I didn't walk past that service tunnel maybe once that there weren't a couple of cops parked in there in the hotel service tunnel, just so they could go down onto the beach and arrest people. Not a public street. They were in the hotel service tunnel.
Yeah, I can see it.
Out of the sun, out of sight.
Hey, John, I sent you a link that it has about the golf course. Because I'm not wrenched. I can't drop it in the chat.
Somebody got to give her ops. Joe Dog. Oh, he's not here.
I don't need her. Who needs a stinking wrench? I'll just make you guys do all the work for me.
Ooh, they have a Hard Rock Hotel in Daytona Beach now.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
And there's a point to that now. I mean,
I
nowadays.
I like Hard Rock Hotels. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you get to go in there and look at all the trivia and stuff. They've got one in Biloxi. It's a Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. And I'm trying to remember what band it was that all these women start throwing their underwear on stage. So the seamstress for their band made a quilt
Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention.
out of women's underwear. This quilt, she just kept adding to it. It's like 30 foot by 30 foot.
I'm not sure if it's the Tinseltown Rebellion album or one or another before that, but Frank does an entire routine about here's the deal, girls. If you're wearing panties, whip them off. If you've got the big, you just rip the sides and whip them off, throw them on stage. We're making a quilt. And then he goes on to be a little less respectful, but it was Frank, and
no,
it was funny.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. It's Reinventing Mojo, and Frank Zappa. The Frank Zappa quilt is in Biloxi. It's not as big as I thought it was, though.
She said. Oh, I had to put one in there.
Donna would be proud of you.
Donna?
She's awful quiet. Is she in the bed?
No, Carl did, but she didn't.
Yeah,
we're both being quiet. I don't know. Maybe we're just wrapping up.
Maybe we're just boring without Joe Dog. I don't see how that would work, but
yeah, I guess Donna and I, we might be, priming the pump.
I distinctly remember that quilt being a lot bigger.
Souvenirs. People have been taking bits and pieces home. We won't say what for they're taking pieces home, but
so that's what's happening when the dryer eats something.
It shows up in Frank Zappa's quilt, and some roadie cuts it out and takes it home. It's too early for me to say why, but you get the idea. Um,
Yep.
Well, wonderful people of the interwebs, and whoever's watching, maybe. It's been wonderful, but I can't stand it anymore. I am tired.
Aw.
I need to go to bed.
Go to bed.
Yep.
Good night.
Or
It's just
maybe
sleep.
or maybe soak in a bathtub or something.
Sweet
oh,
dreams.
I know what
Maybe.
you'll be reading.
Uh-huh.
You can't read an underwear quilt, Megan.
No, Dan sent me a book earlier. And it's a wonderful book, and I'm gonna read it because it's awesome. And then he got me a couple more leads. I think I'm gonna buy his books.
Shameless plug.
Yes, but I think I'm gonna buy his books because he writes he writes the exact style, and I have such a hard time finding the exact style of writer that I can get into and relate to. Most of them are like John Norman, who, if you read the first one of his books, it's the same damn thing all the way through. And a lot of the authors are like that too, and I don't do it with them.
Yeah, but see, you have this problem finding like-minded people. If I need to find like-minded people, I just search through the nearest garbage dump.
Well, I probably got something that would appeal to you too.
Okay, wonderful people. I am out.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Megan.
Good night.
Oh,
The friends we have accumulated over the
hey,
years.
she's
I'm not
a-
complaining. I'm happy. I got a unique set of individuals I can depend on for interesting conversation and fun.
That's
that what
one
they
way
call
of
it
putting
now?
it.
I was gonna say, good thing you finished that sentence because I was a little concerned there for a minute.
Oh my
We'll gloss over the details and
Hey, I think I'm doing quite well for being up since 4:30 a.m.
Are you gonna go play a Joe Dog tomorrow too?
I will be there in the same place he will be. I don't know, but play's the right word.
doing an outstanding impersonation.
But he had his grandson up there today. I think he's going to have his granddaughter make an appearance tomorrow.
No wonder he's too tired to do the show. Got grandkids? Oh my goodness, that's exhausting. I should know.
Yeah,
I've got
Donna up
plenty.
there. Donna and his grandkid up there at one point in time. I think Donna got somebody to take her home early, so. And his grandson did well. He got a very nice art print, and the artist did not charge him a thing for it.
Whoa. Well,
I think it is true. No, I mean,
I might not should have said that, but it was it was a nice gesture on the artist's part.
I think that artist will wind up with a very well placed poster at HallowCon, if not a well placed
I
table.
don't think it's leaving the grandson's room. To be honest with you, he was happy about that.
No, I mean the artist themselves.
Yeah. The artist. I will not reveal the name to protect the innocent and the guilty. But yeah, it's gonna be fun.
And you didn't mention it was Tom Jones that took Donna home, so.
There was a Tom Jones that died that was 95, but I don't think it was the Tom Jones of.
No, he ain't 95, believe me.
Yeah.
85.
I got
maybe.
to look and I'm like, That don't look right.
If the bio didn't mention his discography, no, it wasn't the same one.
No, it mentioned him with some band, and as far as I know, Tom Jones has always been a solo artist.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, he's not the first person that's had the same name.
Hmm.
He was part of the Fantastic.
Yes. Thank you. I knew it began with F, but I was afraid I was going to say the wrong F word.
There's no such thing as the wrong F word.
There is before midnight, yes. Well, it's
Well,
after midnight,
Right there.
so we're going to let it all hang down.
Wow, that means I gotta keep it all up for another 45 minutes.
That's what Eric Clapton said.
And I still have another 45 minutes.
Yeah, well.
I am so not touching that line, dear.
Oh, that's on Stupid O'Clock. Y'all, Last Man Standing ain't even started yet. Shit.
No rules, just fun.
Chris isn't gonna make it, I don't think. I think Last Man Standing, he's gonna be first man past out.
I might make it for part of the show. All of it. Y'all might want to call Vegas and see if y'all can get in on some of the action for the odds on that one.
7-1. Already looked it up. I got $50 down. Don't disappoint me. You got to pass out.
We'll remember that, Dan.
Hey, I didn't go for the odds on me. That's a sure thing right there. And Heather said she moved to Florida,
Yep.
but she's still doing nursing. You still with us, Heather? We miss you. We really miss you. You're still in the credits. You can come back anytime that you're not exhausted. And if you're a nurse, I'm sorry, but exhausted is the state of normality for you. Yes. Not only is Aunt Donna still with us, but Heather is still with us.
Yay!
Somebody's phone is active. Oh,
Yeah.
that's my Kindle. It's not going to ping at me. Oh Lord, I found a whole batch of brand new Doc Savage novels. Not the 181 that were written back in the 40s, but brand new. And they are excellent. The 2 or 3 that I've read so far. Going to keep me busy at work for at least a week. They're fast reads. Sorry.
We lose John because he's been really quiet too now.
Oh, good.
Get you a badge.
Hey, there was one of the girls at work that was looking at the HallowCon website after I told her about it, and she's going, "Oh, this sounds like fun. I could afford that. That's close enough to drive to." And I go, "Get you a badge, get you a hotel room. It ain't run out of time yet, but if you don't move fast, you're gonna miss out. It's a whole lot of fun." Yes, here I am. Influencing young minds. And about HallowCon, so it's not in a good way. But, yes, it is. Don't give me that. Shut up. No, I'm serious. Shut up.
So if you feed that, you know.
My conscience sits over there, And he sleeps more than I do. Yes, you do. Don't give me that. I'll put the dog on you. You'll be warm, but
I'm just
moist.
enjoyed by the challenge of remaining conscious tonight.
Welcome to my world. Ah. Give me 19 more weeks and I'll be enjoying the challenge of I'm retired now. Do I have any more left to give? Probably not, but I'll keep giving anyway. Ah, it's like a donation. Somebody needs it. Was that a bridge too far? Um,
It might have been a bridge at Remagen.
It's only
Yeah.
a bridge over troubled waters.
Not touching either of those lines. Ah, tough crowd, tough crowd.
As long as it wasn't
Don't get no respect.
Bridge
what
over
was
the
the
River
one
Kwai.
in Washington State, the Shaking Sally or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
The Tacoma Narrows Bridge.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the one they showed us movies of in school,
Galloping
taking
Gertie.
itself apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll teach you to build a bridge in a narrow canyon and not take harmonics into effect.
Aerodynamics, actually. Yes.
Well, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. The
Be
wind
curious
was
to know how
blowing, the bridge was shaking.
I'd be curious to know how they fixed that. Yes.
Well, they tore that one down and built a new one. Because I think it actually collapsed under the
It
wind.
did. It collapsed very hugely. Yes, it collapsed.
And I think
Glad I
rather than
found a
trying to rebuild it,
euphemism.
they built a totally new one.
They had to redesign it to take into account the wind through the canyon and everything that destroyed the first one. But you got to admit that would have made one hell of a horror movie right there.
Mhm.
Driving across the bridge at exactly the wrong time.
Did you know that was right before World War II broke out?
Really?
November 7th, 1940.
Wow, I thought it was later than that, but okay.
Well, it had already broken out in Europe, but we hadn't entered it.
We're always late to the party. That's what Lindsay's
Yeah,
relatives are
September
always
1st.
saying about the Americans. You showed up late to the party, but at least you brought the spam and the Hershey
September
bars,
1st,
the nylons.
1939 was the first official start of it, I believe, when Germany invaded Poland.
Unless you count Japan going into Manchuria.
Yeah, but wasn't that 36 or 38, something like
Yes.
that?
That was
Well,
definitely in the run up.
technically, the Spanish Civil War was the beginning of the training of the German Blitzkrieg.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, they did want to salvage it, but the review board said nope. The entire bridge would have to be dismantled and entirely new bridge superstructure built.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then,
there
of
was
course, World War
no
II
accounting
broke
for what no accounting for how much damage was done to the superstructure that didn't collapse.
Yeah. I mean, that was
The bad
why
part was they were trying to build it. They were trying to rebuild it in the middle of World War II when steel was a valuable commodity. And strangely enough, they sold all the steel from the collapsed bridge,
Mm-hmm.
or well, they didn't sell it, or it was sold as scrap to be melted down for the war effort.
Yep.
Which battleship was built out of it? Bet it doesn't say.
No, it does not.
It could have been used for a Liberty ship.
Yeah.
It could have been used to make tanks, or even jeeps out of.
Probably Jeeps. I think I just heard an airplane landing on the road outside the house. Either that or somebody's driving like an idiot out there.
Ultralight.
No, not an ultralight. This was definitely bigger than a Piper Cub. More like one of those twin-engine Bonanzas. Probably just an idiot driving too fast.
Probably.
I live in a very dangerous stretch of road, and people fail to realize that an S curve has to be slowed down for.
Unless you've taken it many, many times and you know exactly which way to get that angle, so you don't have to slow down for it as much. Not that I've ever done that before.
I've been driving it for 50 years, and I slowed down for it, and I'm still alive.
Do we
So,
still have Windows 95 in the stream?
I'm hiding. Yeah, what's up?
Oh, I was just going to tell you I did like Windows 95, but I think 7 was my favorite.
7 was really good. I have to use 11 now, and I hate it, so I'm learning Linux.
Oh, okay. I'm dreading the day when 11 gets forced on me. It'll be on. It'll be on the streaming computer before it's on anything else. I won't have a choice. I would love to have a button that says no. I'll wait for 12, but they don't give me that option. Sooner or later, it's going to update against my will, and I'll go, you thingy.
Well, I haven't put mine together yet, but I have a motherboard which is compatible with DDR5.
Excuse me.
So I have to use Windows 11. But I did get a disc.
You don't have to use Windows 11. You can go over to one of many Linux distros, or you can make a Hackintosh out of it.
Well, I may wind up having to do that because from what I've understood, Windows 11 does not like iTunes for Windows.
That I'm not sure about. I don't use iTunes personally. Also, Microsoft 10 support is ending. I don't remember the time frame, but it is.
Yeah.
It's either the end of this year or the beginning of next, or something like Q1, maybe. I know it's coming soon, in air quotes.
I thought it was 2025 or 2026, but I'm not sure.
Maybe. Let me look it up.
There are a lot of businesses that are still running Windows 7.
Okay, yeah, you're right. October 14th, 2025 would be end of support because it has to adhere to the modern lifecycle policy. Current full version 22H2 will be the final version of Windows 10, and all additions will remain in support with monthly security updates release through the date.
Yeah.
October 14th. Isn't that the anniversary of the Battle of Hastings?
I don't know. I can't count that high.
Lindsay would know that, but she's British.
If you want an easy to get into Linux distribution, I could recommend Mint or Pop! OS. They work pretty well out of the box without a lot of fiddling around.
Yeah, the version of Linux I've heard most is Ubuntu.
Ubuntu, yes.
Ubuntu isn't bad. You can certainly go with it if you want it. If you play a lot of video games or anything like that.
Yeah. Which two did say those two again, Danielle? Because I'm gonna have to get some more caffeine here in a minute.
Linux Mint or Pop! OS. Ubuntu is another good one, but it requires, like, if you're just trying to use it for gaming or a lot of
Mhm.
Windows centered
Yeah.
applications and programs, it's not quite as friendly and you got to fiddle with it a little bit. So
Yeah.
if you want to do that, be my guest.
I don't necessarily play a lot of games, but I would like to have that option, so I will look up Mint.
Mint is really easy to pick up.
Okay.
Heather says that she has Windows 11 and it runs iTunes just fine.
Okay. Well, thanks for that tidbit, Heather. Um, one of our guests said his Windows 11 hates iTunes, and he has a problem with that.
It
That
might
goes
be
to
something
John
else he's
Piper.
got in
Yeah.
his computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends on who built it. There might be some proprietary software in there that hates Windows 11.
Sometimes,
Uh,
sometimes it's a hardware issue. But
yeah,
like,
Well,
sometimes
I
it
have
is.
used
more often than not, it's a loose
AMD.
behind the keyboard.
What was that, John?
I said more often than not, it's a loose nut behind the keyboard.
Problem
Yeah.
between keyboard and chair. Yes.
Well, here's the interesting thing. I have this will be the third desktop I've built. I have used Intel processors for the first two. I had a NVIDIA video card for the first one. I had an ATI video card for the second one. And this is the first time I'm going to be using an AMD processor.
Mm.
I prefer AMD. I've always run NVIDIA cards, but they don't have the huge leg up that they used to. Just like Intel doesn't have the huge leg up that it used to.
Yeah. Well, they're so neck and neck. I mean, ATI had already developed pretty good graphics by the time the 6800s came out. And
Just use what's going to work for you.
yeah. Well,
If you've already got your
I
motherboard,
got
you're
what,
already decided on what processor you're using anyway because you're socket locked.
yeah. Well, I got the newest. I got the second newest AMD processor at the time. It wasn't top of the line, but it was just the next step below.
I built
And
I built an AM4 system because I don't have AM5 kind of money because it's still new and they're looking to release the AM6 stuff soon.
Yeah.
I picked up a Ryzen 9 5900X for a pretty good bargain. It runs like a scalded dog.
I think I've got something similar to that. And I bought me 2 video cards to go in Raid or Crossfire.
Make sure your motherboard is compatible. Most of them aren't anymore because it's kind of a pointless thing unless you're doing workstation rendering garbage.
Well, I bought one that could handle DDR5 and the newest AMD processors. So
Still got to make sure everything else is Crossfire or what is it, CLI, CLX.
yes,
You got to make sure everything's compatible. Okay, I'll quit nerding out. Sorry, everyone.
That's all right. I understood every word of it. I don't build my own anymore because there's stuff that I knew at one time that is no longer applicable, and doing it by myself without somebody that does know everything brand new is kind of a pain. So I just started going to Office Max, Office Depot, and going, "Hey, what have you got that's going to be discontinued next month?" And I get $300 off, and it works for 5 or 10 years. Or I go to Newegg or what's the other one, John? Um, um,
Tiger Direct.
Tiger Direct, and I go, "Hey, what do you got that's this fast?" And they go, "Ooh, you want this thing about the size of a cigarette pack, and it does everything that supercomputers used to do, and all you got to do is buy the adapters to plug everything into it, and maybe boost the RAM from 14 gigawatts to 5 terawatts or whatever it is. I don't know. I just buy the damn things, plug them up, and if they work, they work. If they don't, I got a dumpster right over there.
Fair enough.
This one is let's see, i7 workstation, and it will do the green screen and streaming and everything else I need it to do right now. When specs change, and this is an outmoded brick, I will probably take advantage of another Newegg or Tiger Direct sale to get me whatever it is that's state of the art, just until they actually put it in the box and mail it to me, then it's obsolete. That's the trouble with computers. You go and you buy the newest version of everything with all the bells and whistles, and it's obsolete before you can actually finish your credit card purchase. 5 new
Welcome to
versions have come
Moore's
out
Law.
while you were standing at the cash register. Uh, what can you do? Um, other than having my own satellite uplink and downlink, I got to depend on the phone company for my internet no matter what I do. So,
It do be that way. Welcome to Moore's Law. It's not as bad as it used to be. That has slowed down a little bit. Companies just make they don't have good big breakthroughs anymore. They just kind of ever so slightly refine by putting on a new coat of paint and changing a model number for no reason, and then upcharge you.
yep, I just file the serial numbers off and weld a new nameplate on it. It'll be fine. Somebody will buy it. Give it a fresh coat of paint. Doesn't matter that it was in a chop shop yesterday.
Hey, we don't talk about it. It's fine.
Yeah, really. Then the NSA is going, wait a minute, you're not supposed to have that. Oh, wait, we're not supposed to have that. You can have it. We're angry. We'll put you on a list.
Oh,
I'm
they're
a
gonna do it
writer.
anyway.
I'm a writer. I'm already on lists. Lots of lists. Lots and lots of lists. Dad used to work at Oak Ridge. Got a cousin who was in Army military intelligence. I've been on a list all my life. I once
Oh, we're
wrote a
gonna put
letter
you
to
on another list.
I once wrote a letter to Richard Nixon. I've been on a list forever. Uh,
Which list am I on this time?
you really you
Well,
you got to
over the-
specify.
The guys in the black suits show up at your door, and you're like, okay, which list this time, and was there alcohol involved?
And do you want a drink? I've got some gin and tonic. Now, how many
Kraken.
people have gotten out of trouble because they offered the guys the Men in Black a G&T or some Kraken or whatever it takes. I don't know, but Winslow over here from the Flying Saucer's got something really good. Yeah, he lives in the backyard. You can't see him, but if you're really, really nice, he'll introduce you to some alien babes.
Today is the birthday of Sam J. Jones. For those of you who don't know who he is, he played Flash Gordon in the.
That is exactly who I thought you were talking about.
and alongside Max von Sydow, T'Pol or whatever it is it Topol, whatever the Greek guy.
Topol.
Yeah, Fiddle on a Roof.
And
Melanie Anderson, and what's her name? The Italian girl, Foodie. God, I can't remember. I have a terrible name, but just really, nice guy, and been in a lot of stuff since then. Stretcher. He was in that TV series, The Highwayman.
Mhm.
For a while. He's been on Stargate SG-1, and he was in the Conan series, played an evil emperor in the Conan series. And
You talking about Sam Jones?
yes,
Cool.
and, one of the things that kind of ticks me off, they're doing the new Dune.
You
series.
left out Brian Blessed.
Oh yeah, Brian Bless.
How can you leave out the guy that everybody's favorite screaming motherfucker?
Hawkman forces dive. Yes.
Gordon, you're still alive?
Oh well, who wants to live forever? Dive. Yes, he that
Are
was
you
that.
taking notes? Yes, I want to let no.
Great role, but and of course, everybody's least favorite James Bond. It's. Did I say that out loud?
Timothy Diaper, yes.
Can you see this, Danielle?
Yeah, I see it.
And of course, everyone's least favorite Time Lord.
That was the same one as everybody's least favorite
Least
James
favorite.
Bond.
And
Yeah.
I got a B650 motherboard.
I'm
Not bad.
a little upset though. Not
Hey,
terribly.
Nita.
Why?
Now we
Hey,
got it. Now we got to behave.
They're doing the new Dune series movies. Okay. David Villeneuve. And they're getting Christopher Walken to play Emperor Shaddam IV.
Whoa.
Which is cool. That'd be cool. I'm sure he'll do a great job as the Emperor.
Yeah, he
But
does
I
a great
really-
job in everything he does, but
I really wanted them to get Sam Jones to play Emperor Shaddam IV. But when they get him in there playing Emperor Shaddam IV, he has to have that little dragon ring with a jewel on it that you see at the very end of Flash Gordon.
are you sure your men are on the right pills?
Yes. Because at the very end, he was going to kill Flash Gordon with the ring. He started losing his power, and he disintegrated, and the ring fell into the dust. Then they go through the credits, and Queen's playing their music and stuff like that. At the very end, you hear that spooky music come in, and somebody reaches in, grabs the ring, and you hear Ming's voice laughing in the background.
Yeah.
I thought they need to put Sam Jones as the Emperor in Dune wearing that ring. And somewhere in the film, you hear that same laugh.
Yeah, they'd have to do a recording of it because sadly Max von Sydow's dead.
Hey,
And then it winds up that the Emperor Ming was actually John Sim the whole time, and the Master comes back due to some obscure ritual involving lipstick and potions. And it's really hard to explain Doctor Who to some people, let me tell you.
Well,
Just watch it. Just watch it. Just watch it. It'll be all right. You'll heal.
it was sort of like me trying to explain Monty Python to some workers years ago.
Oh,
It helps if you have some knowledge of history, especially British history. It makes it a lot more fun.
yes.
try explaining Rocky Horror Picture Show to
Never-
somebody that's never
Have a
encountered
more
it.
successful bunch of people flunked out of medical school.
Oh dear.
For those of you who don't know,
It's so true, but so true, but
Monty
no.
Python, they met. They started their little stage play group when they were all going to medical school together. And I don't think any of them got a degree in medicine.
Yeah. And we're all the better for it.
It's a better world.
I wonder if they got a third degree from the medical board, though.
I don't know, but they got a black belt in comedy.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Uh,
I'll look that up quite quick. Monty. No, not the full Monty. Monty Python.
Full Monty Python. That'll give a whole new meaning.
Wrong bunch of wankers. Okay, anyway, let's see.
Oh, I'm so glad I wasn't trying to drink something right then. Ah! Now I know what Rich feels like when I talk. Ah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Jones and Palin met at Oxford University, where they performed together with the Oxford Review. Chapman and Cleese met at Cambridge University. Idol was also at Cambridge, but started a year after Chapman and Cleese. Cleese met Terry Gilliam in New York City while on tour with the Cambridge University Footlights Review, Cambridge Circus, originally entitled A Clump of Plinths. Plinths.
Plinths. Yes. It's an architectural reference.
And then
Blitz, hello.
And then they all met with the goodies, as they call them, which were like the people that wrote a lot of their jokes and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
let me see here.
I'm sure there was some interaction with the Goonies too, although that's like a generation earlier.
Yep.
Strange enough, it does not say anything about medical degrees. Let me see here.
Doesn't say anything about third degrees either, but
Since you mentioned Indiana Jones, I got to mention this. I love that meme where they've got Carrie Fisher's Princess Leia calling him a scruffy looking nose herder. And then Short Round's like, "Hey lady, you call him Dr. Jones."
Suddenly I can hear a female vocalist singing, "Hey, hey, hey, Dr. Jones, we got a thing going on." I told you I
thought
couldn't
that was
sing.
Mrs. Jones.
It was.
Graham Chapman did actually graduate from Emmanuel College, Cambridge, and Bartholomew's Hospital Medical College, but he turned down a career as a doctor to be a comedian.
And we're the better for it.
It does not say whether or not he is actually a doctor. Let me see here.
I'm thankful because Yellowbeard would probably have never gotten made if it wasn't.
No kidding. And that is, for those of you who've never seen Yellowbeard, you really need to find a copy of that and watch it because it is possibly the most hilarious movie ever made.
Yeah.
And there are, as an aside, there are still people out there that don't know that Brian May is an astrophysicist as well as a guitar player.
Yep.
They need to learn this fact because he uses astronomy in the songs that he writes from time to time.
Apparently, he did graduate, but he deferred medical studies for a year and then went on tour with comedians. And his brother basically said, "John, you were never driven to go into medicine. It isn't your life's ambition."
John Cleese or Graham Chapman?
Graham Chapman, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's see. John Cleese. Early life.
Okay, but I'm going to swap locations. I'll be back in a few.
Okay.
I say few because if I type fee again, that's going to set off the entire last man standing. Yeah,
Yes, but it will up our ratings considerably, so reconsider. Uh,
I don't
or
know.
just,
I got to decide what my fee is.
hmm. Let me check my credit cards. Um,
So, I will
oh,
see you guys. John, are you coming on Last Man Standing tonight?
Me? No, I've got to get some sleep. I got stuff to do tomorrow. And a lot of it involves cooking
It's
chicken.
like a nap night. So,
Apparently,
who's on audio only with us right now?
none of them actually have a
a
doctorate,
doctorate.
PhD or that. So
That's
Don't-
several of them have been knighted.
Hurry back, or John can't play. It's time for the end of the show.
Sure, I can.
Yeah.
Go ahead and play it now.
You know, I can.
It's only 12 minutes, so it's not like it's that far.
You played it early.
Thinking about sneaking on to the Last Man Standing and not actually being in the chat screen and just play that.
Over
Right in
and
the middle of the
over
conversation.
and over
Completely
again. Yeah.
Just
That
completely
might
gotta
cause
let it.
me to give you a fee. So those who
No,
do
I have
not
not
make it
seen
to
it
Last
yet.
Man Standing, have a good night. Those who will make it to Last Man Standing, we'll see you in a few.
All right.
Alrighty.
See you, Dom.
Hurry up.
And I
Cody.
want Chris to be sleeping, and if he's sleeping, that'll be hilarious. I'll see you guys later.
Told you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye bye, darling.
My mom, one night after the show, she texted me, asked me if I was all right. I said, why? She said, well, you look like you have blood poisoning.
Because you don't have a blue filter on your lights.
Well, but I said, yes, I have blood poisoning. I poisoned my blood with beer. That'll do it.
Well, you just got too much blood in your alcohol concentration. That's your problem.
Exactly. That's,
So we're gonna start calling him Falstaff, but he says he doesn't appreciate that brand.
yes, I like to get a whiskey sour. Hold the cherry because it's making my face turn red.
Yeah.
Old mill worker.
If they had a summer ale, he might could live with them.
That just blows my
That
mind.
just pisses you off, doesn't it? They've already got the Oktoberfest beer out, and you had your heart set on a case of the summer ale.
Oh, that seriously, that's one hell of a way to start a vacation. Is you go down to buy the beer you want to drink while you're sitting on the beach, and they quit putting it on the shelves.
Is it Belgian Tire that has the lemon shandy?
Leinenkugel has one.
There's something along those. Maybe it's Flat Tire or something Belgian.
Flat
Fat,
Tire.
fat
I've never
tire. Fat tire, not flat tire.
seen them drinking their beer.
Give me a break, man. It's been years
Flat
since I
tire
seen
might
it.
be flat tire might be more appropriate if you've ever tasted some of their IPAs.
Well, it definitely ain't Killian's Irish Red.
I have an author friend that loves IPAs, and he's a good guy, but God,
Non-sentient, but a good guy.
I don't think I've ever had an IPA that didn't taste like Pine Sol.
That was the point of IPAs. They're supposed to taste like pine salt.
yeah.
That way yuppies
like
can
somebody
go,
else would-
hey, here's this great new beer I found.
It smells familiar. I can't
Yeah.
tell why, but it's awful familiar.
Smells like Granny's kitchen.
Did somebody needs to have a sound bite of that woman saying that's pine sol, baby?
That's the power of pine sol, baby.
Depends on me. Wonder, hey,
Oh,
Chris, do you know how to do them soundbite things? Because we could put that in Joe's little repertoire over here, not tell him, and then just pop it in here a couple times.
no, but
If
when I
somebody
get,
can get a copy of the clip, I can isolate the
So there's a
specific
few classic
line.
ones. There's a few classic ones I'd like to put on the show, like Clara Peller doing "Where's the Beef,"
yeah,
Power Pine Sol, "Don't Squeeze the Sherman."
yeah.
It's not nice to fool with Mother Nature.
Oh yeah, we need that one several times a night.
You're soaking in it. That's
You gonna
Humor.
put
You're soaking in
Countdown,
it.
Take Me Away?
Oh,
that'll be a good one. You remember? Oh, what's his name? Avery Shriver
yeah.
used to be the Doritos guy,
That has been a while back.
and it was like Doritos has crunch, and they'd be doing something, and somebody pull Doritos out and so out it collapse whatever they've been working on, like a house of cards or something like that.
Mhm.
I believe we got Blitz thinking
Out looks
about
the guy and
Doritos.
go, crunch, and the guy'd fall over backwards every time.
Mhm. Who was Avery Shriver partners with? I remember him being part of a tag team.
Oh heck, because I remember they wanted him to be Mario.
Perfect typecasting, yes.
Exactly. In
Andretti or the Nintendo character?
the Nintendo character,
Okay.
because he looks like Mario the plumber. I mean, that's just
The actor for the old live action version.
well, they had two. I think Avery Shriver played it for something, and then Captain Lou Albano played the other one.
Yeah.
And then, of course, in the live action movie, they got Bob Hoskins,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which was a waste of talent because he should have been Wolverine.
That would have been particularly awesome, although I am unwilling to give up the Wolverine that we got.
Yeah,
So, got to be some alternate universe thing in there so we could have both.
Well,
Hugh Jackman did a great job
yep.
through all of it and is still willing to do a great job. Bob Hoskins would have been exactly the physical type.
especially if you ever saw Bob Hoskins in the movie Zulu Dawn, where he played the sergeant major, and he had the big mutton chop beard and mustache thing going on.
As you did in the 1800s, yes.
When he took that helmet off, he was Wolverine, especially when sitting there bayoneting Zulus.
I can't think of any other good Sergeant Major other than Sam Elliott.
Sam
We
Elliott.
Were Soldiers. He was fantastic in that.
Mm-hmm.
Morning,
Michael
Sergeant
Caine.
Major. Lovely day, isn't it? What are you, the fucking weatherman?
How do you know what kind of goddamn day we're gonna have?
Michael Caine did a very good job in Zulu, but
Well, he was an officer, though.
yes.
Now, who was the big British guy? He played Hercules in Jason and the Argonauts, and he played the sergeant major in Zulu.
Oh Lord,
Famous British actor, and I can't remember his damn name.
wasn't Steve Reeves? I'll tell you that.
No.
Oh my God, Joe Dog checking in on us now.
What?
It's all right. Calm down. We're all wearing pants.
We are?
Speak
you mean
for
we am?
yourself, lady.
I'm even wearing socks.
I promised to put a shirt on. I didn't promise to wear anything else.
Does it look like I'm wearing pants over here? Okay. That was my leg, by the way. just in case.
Yeah.
So that's how you hail a cab. I see.
Those thrills. Oh God, I've seen Rocky Horror too many times. I never thought I would say those words. Um,
Yeah, I
Well,
still
at least
got
you
my
didn't
clothes
open up
on.
with hot patootie, bless my soul.
well, I mean, Meatloaf never stuck his leg out like that.
Boom. Okay.
Womp womp.
Oh God, we've only got 3 minutes left. Somebody say something.
Um,
Let's do the time warp again.
it's that guy.
That guy.
Yeah.
That's actually him from that was where he was conducting the orchestra.
Mhm.
With Doritos in hand.
Isn't
Well,
that
no.
the guy that played Mario on the Super Mario Brothers Super Show?
Yes. Every Friday. He's a famous comedian. He was on every game show during the 1970s that you can possibly imagine.
It was the
And
mustache.
he was on a lot of comedy shows in the 60s. So,
Oh, along with Paul Lynde.
yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I
there were
miss
so many.
Paul
Rich
Lynde.
Little,
I really do.
Flip Wilson. They were just all.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the list is endless. John, sorry, time for high flight.
Is
Yeah.
it? Oh man, already.
Yeah, I know. If you want to keep
And
up with us,
start the other show.
everybody got to swap over to the last man
Everybody
standing.
goes over.
I'm sorry.
Dan's show.
Come
Last
on
Man
over to my house. We're having a
Standing,
party.
2 minutes. Yeah, and I'm going to end this show. So say good night, everybody.
Good night,
Bye,
everyone.
everybody.
Why is this not working around?
You
Quit
hit
poking
too
buttons.
many-
Oh, I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.
Did not get away with